So there are things I know now that would have saved me years of frustration, mistakes, and time wasted. If I could go back and hand my 14-year-old self a list of rules, I would do it in a second. I would pay all the money I have in my life just to go back, because I wish I learned these lessons way sooner. This isn't your generic work hard, get rich, stay in school video or advice. These are the things that would have changed everything for me if I knew them when I was younger. I'm gonna just cut to the chase. And rule number 1, nobody is thinking about you as much as you think. At 14, every situation I went through, every awkward moment, every embarrassing moment, I would lose sleep over it. I thought everything back then was a huge deal, that my reputation was on the line. Mind you, I was only 14. If I had an embarrassing moment in class, an embarrassing moment in practice, I would think about it for weeks non-stop, thinking that all the chatter all around me was just never gonna end. And in reality, there was no chatter. When you get older, you come to the sense that everybody's just wrapped up in their own lives. They're not really worried about the next person. They're not worried about what's happening across the country. They're not worried about what's happening across the globe. They're only worried about themselves. And in reality, they're worried about themselves their whole lives, even at 14 years old. When you're younger and you go through an embarrassing moment or just something that you just can't get your mind off of, the truth is it's going to be forgotten in days, minutes, to be honest, unless you just do something horrific that people talk about forever, which could happen. But if you're watching this video, I doubt you have the mind capacity to do something so bad. So when you realize this number 1 rule as early as possible, can't nothing stop you. So the second thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that social status fades and skill lasts. So obviously we always wanted to be the popular kid in school. We always wanted to hang out with the cool kids, the cool girls, you know, whatever it was. I'm gonna be honest, when you're younger, stuff like that, it seems to matter a little bit. I'm not even gonna hold you. When you're younger, you want to be the cool kid. You want to have all the girls looking at you like, I get it. But once you wear that graduation cap, the real world hits. That social status doesn't matter. So while everybody was so focused on those school parties, oh, let me take this girl out, you know, let me get a few bodies, you could have been working on a skill. I'm gonna be honest, it's best to learn a skill while you're young, because when you make a mistake, it's not gonna hold you back as much as when you grow older. So I'm in my 20s right now. If I were to make a mistake right now, it would hurt way more than me making a mistake at 14 years old. So make your mistakes while you're younger. Learn coding, learn video editing, start a fitness channel. It doesn't matter. When you're younger, you have way more opportunities than you think. Who gives a fuck what table you sitting at? Who gives a fuck who talking to you? Now the third thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that you can make money right now. When I was younger, I was hitting a few plays, I'm not gonna lie. You know, reselling. I was flipping Xboxes for more money, flipping PlayStations. I was flipping AirPods. So like I said, instead of focusing on who you're sitting with at lunch and you're focusing on your skill, you can use that skill to make you money, because you can invest that money into a small business or just save up money. Bro, school does not fucking matter. I'm not gonna lie. School won't teach you shit. School don't teach you shit about money. Doesn't teach you shit about the real life. So I say, honestly, get a job, start flipping Xboxes, start selling AirPods, just start doing whatever. Make your money and save up, because once you graduate, it's gonna be a lot easier to make money. Now, number 5, nobody is coming to save you. When you're young, you think somebody is gonna eventually come along and guide you, whether it's a teacher, a mentor, or an older family member. But the truth is, nobody's going to save your life for you. So I used to play basketball, and I would always look up to the older players in my city. And I'm not gonna lie, they didn't give a fuck about me. They would just talk shit, make fun of me. So basically what I'm saying is, don't expect them to help you. Don't meet your heroes, because it's not what you expect. They're worried about themselves. They're not worried about you. So the 5th thing I wish I did when I was younger is just lift weights. I was so concerned that lifting weights would stunt my growth, but in reality, it helps you grow. It gets you stronger. It gets you more disciplined. When you lift, you develop self-respect. You start to carry yourself differently. So if you do that while you're young and you stay consistent throughout the years, imagine what you'll be while you're 18, 19, 20. It's a cheat code. Get in the fucking gym. You just prove to yourself that you're more capable than what you think. Now, the 6th thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that social media is a trap. You know, I get it. Everybody was posting on Instagram. Everybody was flexing. Everybody was out posting themselves having fun, and I'm sitting at home at the game or at the gym doing a basketball workout. I felt left out. All those people that were addicted to Instagram had Instagram motion, Snapchat motion, had all the followers, but most of them got baby daddies, baby mamas with people they don't want to have kids with. They have no jobs, they have no car, they have no crib. I don't think you realize, but social media will fuck you up, bro, because that shit is an addiction. Imagine being so addicted to something that you have easy access to. That shit is going to drive you off your path, off your passion. And most of these people didn't even have passions to begin with. So if you know this now, you're really gonna save years of your life. Now, the 7th thing I wish I did when I was younger was read more. You know, I used to think reading was so boring. It was a waste of time. It was for nerds. But in reality, there's so much information in books. I feel like you learn more from books than you do online. And throughout the years, America has lowered themselves in the rankings when it comes to reading, or just the school system in general. So while everybody's becoming dumb, unaware of their surroundings, start reading. Because when you start reading, you're gonna start speaking better. You're gonna have more words in your brain. You're gonna have better conversations with people. Yes, I know it sounds a little extreme, extreme, but just pick up a book, just read and see what it does for you. Now, the 8th thing I wish I knew was don't prioritize your relationships over yourself. And you know, I'm really thinking about it, and I'm not gonna lie, these rules or things I knew when I was younger, they sound kind of harsh. Like, imagine telling my younger self all these rules, like, bro, do this, do that. Like, it sounds kind of extreme. I don't think people realize, like, our life is actually a butterfly effect. It could take one terrible mistake to ruin your fucking life. It doesn't matter what age you are. I know people that were smoking at 14 just because they wanted to be friends with that person. They did pills, drugs with the popular kids to fit in. And what was that for? Oh, just to sit with them at the lunch table, just to go out, get In-N-Out Burger, Cane's every Friday. Like, what was it for? A lot of kids and people even I knew prioritize that over their future selves. We chase so many relationships, but we're not chasing growth. I know people that go the whole school year or become depressed, have mental disorders, trying to chase somebody that doesn't want them. You know, I get it, you're in school, you could be bored, but if you're bored, bro, chase growth. Now, the 9th thing I wish I knew was how to cook. Yes, I could cook eggs, you know, I could whip up some beans or some shit, but I didn't know how to cook a steak. I didn't know how to grill, I didn't know how to marinate fish, you know, I didn't know how to actually cook real meals. I only know how to cook eggs and beans, bro. Like, beans is not a real food. I don't give a fuck. You know, eggs was cool though. I was eating because eggs was the only thing I knew how to cook, so I was eating like 12 eggs like every morning. I think around 15, 16. And I gained hella muscle off that shit. The earlier you know how to cook, bro, you're just gonna become a way better person, a way better man, a way better woman, whoever watching this video. If you need a little guide for that, just start with eggs and build around that. Make your eggs, then learn how to make ground beef. Then next day you have potatoes. Keep building on top of that. Now, the 10th thing I wish I knew when I was 14 was that your appearance matters. In the other video, I did say people don't really think about you as much as you think, but I still think your appearance matters. You know, people judge books by their covers, whether you like it or not. Honestly, I'm gonna just keep this one short. Just dress nice, get a haircut, grow your hair out, and just take care of your appearance in general, because it's gonna boost your confidence overall. The 11th thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that time moves by fast. You know, I thought I would have been in high school forever. I would have been in middle school forever, elementary school forever. But no, that shit go by in a snap. So yeah, 14 is kind of young, but then boom, you're 15. You know, that's still kind of young. Then 16, okay, you might have a job now. You might have more responsibilities. And then you're 17, okay, like just one more year and then I graduate and then I get to live my real life. Okay, then you're 18, then boom, life fucking hits you. Nobody gives a fuck about you no more. Just like how they didn't give a fuck about you in the first place. Now you're in the real world. And if you're lucky, your parents will not help you. Now, what do you mean? If I'm lucky, my parents will not help me? Isn't the other way around? The sooner you're on your own, the more growth you have. The sooner you're out in the real world on your own, the sooner you grow. Now, the 12th thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that your parents might be wrong about your future. You know, everybody's parents wants them to be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, an astronaut, who knows? But their advice is basically based on their experience from their past. Whether you like it or not, their lives were easier back then. I don't care, bro. We have inflation, all these people getting all these degrees, now there's no jobs available. Like, bro, our parents did not have to go through this. There was no job shortage, there was none of that. Now we got all these people walking around begging for jobs. Now we got people with degrees working at fucking Starbucks. So more than likely, they're wrong about the future you really want to have. Because if you're watching this video, I guarantee you want to be an entrepreneur, a YouTuber, a mentor, anything to that degree. Every time I talk to my mom, she's always like, why don't you go back to school and be a police officer or be a firefighter? And I be telling my mom, I'm like, I don't even think you have to go to school for that. And 2, I don't want to do that. And 3, bro, they're not paying shit. I don't care. I be telling my mom, I want freedom. I do not want to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. Bro, I don't think my parents get it. You know, every time I talk to my parents, they always shame me for dropping out of college, but they don't understand like the long-term goals that I have. And to be honest, I can't even explain it to them because they don't understand. So I keep it to myself. You know, my parents don't understand my concept of I only live once, so I'm gonna do what I can to have freedom. Cause bro, I'm not working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my fucking life. Like, bro, I don't want to have a mediocre wife, then have kids, and I can't see my kids because I'm working a 9 to 5. Then she at work and she cheats on me with her coworker. You know, stuff like that happens all the time, and it's because, bro, we're stuck in a fucking system. I don't think my parents understand that I don't want to be a part of that system or that cycle. Now, the 13th thing I wish I knew when I was younger is that you only need to impress yourself. Now that I'm older, I really don't care what people think about me. When I'm in the weight room, when I get my pump and I see that I'm getting bigger and I'm progressing, I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, I'm really like impressing my fucking self. I don't give a fuck what none of these motherfuckers think. There's always gonna be somebody bigger than you that look better than you, but who gives a fuck, bro? Worry about your fucking self. Be proud of yourself because nobody else is. Now, the 14th thing I wish I knew is trust in God. You know, when you're younger, it's kind of hard to have a concept of God. I feel like the concept really gets stronger when you out on your own, when you have nothing to lean on. But the sooner or later you lean on God, the sooner or later you're gonna be blessed. So if you made it to the end of this video, please comment, please subscribe, please like the video. It helped me a lot. I'll see you on the next one.